I just wanted to get on here today. I don't even know if I really have like an actual point for this one, but we had a really good service this morning in my church. We had a fill-in pastor, and he did an amazing job. I always pray before each church service that God touches me with the message somehow, and some days it's different than others. But I feel like today kind of hit home with me a lot. We went over Psalm 63, which if you haven't read it, I highly suggest you doing so. It's so good. It's about David being out in the wilderness, and throughout his time in the wilderness, despite him being in the hot sun and in an area of desolation, essentially, he still remains putting God first and looking towards God instead of looking for God to solve his answers specifically. He's just directing his eyes solely towards God, because he knows that God will provide for him and stuff. And that really just hit deep in my heart, and it was really making me think about it, because he has felt God's presence in his life, and above everything else he could have been wanting in that moment, he was just looking to feel God in that moment. He was looking to put God as his number one thing, as what he needs, and he just wanted to feel his presence again. And I was thinking about it, and something as a Christian that I think a lot of people that aren't Christians, or maybe some Christians haven't even felt this, but what an amazing feeling it is to like truly feel God's presence and stuff. And I think it's such an eye-opening event when it does happen, because like there's no doubt in my mind anymore. I've felt God's presence so many times, and I've seen him work in my life so blatantly obvious that there's no way in the world I could doubt that he's real. And I just pray that if whoever's seeing this hasn't felt that, I pray that God gives you that moment of feeling his otherworldly just power in your life, because it's so crazy to me, because I've personally had experiences where you go through seasons of praying and not feeling like God's working, but I promise you he is. Silence is sometimes the best answer in that moment. He knows what's best for you in his timing. I've felt what I feel like is dark presences in my life, whether it be spirits or whatever going on, and there truly is power in the name of Jesus. You pray out loud, you declare your love for him, and they do run away. Same with fear and anxiety. Anxiety is something I've dealt a lot with, and I'm still definitely not free of it, but I find myself every time I start feeling anxious, I just pray for God to take that away, and somehow, one way or another, he always tends to do that. He just truly works miracles, and he knows what's best for us, and I pray that whoever's watching this, if you haven't had a supernatural encounter with God where you truly feel his presence in your life, I pray that he does that for you so that you will never have another doubt in your mind. You've got to be open to seeing it. You got to keep your eyes open. Something I've posted about a long time ago is, especially in Revelation, it says a lot. To those who have eyes, let them see. To those who have ears, let them hear. I think a lot of people just aren't looking for how God is speaking to them. They expect a loud, audible voice, or they expect something to be blatantly obvious, and sometimes it's just not that way. Sometimes you have to just you have to be actively searching for God to find him in things sometimes, and I think that's how he works, and I think that's kind of the beauty in it, because sometimes when you're broken down to your very lowest is the time where you will see him the most, and that's just because you feel like you have nowhere else to run, so you're looking for any sign of hope, and he's always there. He's never left you throughout the good times or the bad. I think it's just a lot harder to see him when you're doing better, because you're so focused on everything else. And instead, what we really should be like is David in Psalm 63, where we're putting him first, because we want to feel his presence, because we know that he'll provide for us, because he's done it before. Time and time again, he's just showed me in my life. I mean, there's so much that I could ask for, but who am I to ask for more than what he's given me? He's provided for me so much in my life, and I'm so incredibly thankful for that. He never makes me go without. There might be times of struggles and stuff, but I believe he helps me go through that. He's always helped me get through it. And I know that sometimes it's just what's best for me at that time. But I'm so grateful to worship a God that is always there throughout the good times and the bad. And He's always who we need to be putting first in the hard time and in our times of desolation and in our own personal wilderness, like David is in this verse. So I hope that you look for God in your times of struggle and in your times of good faith and stuff as well, because He's always with you. And like I said before, I pray that God has an encounter in your life where you can know without a shadow of a doubt that He is real.